Hi guys, Miss Licktie here. Today we're going to talk about theme. And this video is just a quick review of how to find the theme, and then we're going to search for the theme in some of our 5th grade stories. Now before I get into theme, I just want to remind you, reading is so important, not just for school. It is going to help you in every single part of your life for the rest of your life. Reading makes you a good human. Reading lets you meet people you never would meet in real life, or you haven't yet. It takes you places that you would never go, and it puts you in experiences that you might not ever actually experience, which means you're learning about life that other people experience, and that's teaching you empathy, and that's important. Ever since you were little, you see those very first stories that you ever heard, those very first books that you ever saw and read, the princess stories, the Disney stories, the little engine that could, the cowboy stories, everything. You see, they all ended up sneaking in some kind of lesson that you should learn from the story. That is theme. You just didn't know it. And now that you're older, while the stories are a bit different, longer, more complex, harder to see, you're still learning a lesson and walking in someone else's shoes, whether you know it or not. Every story has a theme, a lesson to be learned, a lesson that anyone can use in their life, no matter where they're from. Yes, folks, that's right. Theme is important. Theme helps you with life. So we are going to learn how to identify the theme in any text. All right, so what is theme in reading? Theme is a message or a lesson from a story that you can apply to your own life. It's the lesson the author wants you to learn from the story. It's the message given. Now, especially now that you're older, the author is not going to say it out loud. They're not going to tell you what the lesson is. You have to infer it based on what the character experienced and how a conflict was resolved in their story. What did they learn? You take what they learned and apply it to your own life. You generalize it. The lesson in any story can be generalized and applied to anyone's life. That is the theme. Oh! Ooh, there's that wind again. Anyway, I keep talking about a lesson, learning a lesson, lessons for life. What do I mean by that? I want you to think of a time when you were a little kid, now, when someone kept telling you, do not do that. Do not try that. Do not do that. No, no, no. And then one day you go for it. So let's say there's a huge rock wall near a creek by your house, and you were told your whole life not to climb on it, that it was very dangerous. And one day you just decide to go for it. Well, then you come back looking like this. And then your great Auntie Sally is all like, well, I've been telling you not to do that. I sure hope you've learned your lesson. And that lesson that your great Auntie Sally is talking about is that maybe you should take advice from others. The other thing you need to remember about theme is that it is generalized to fit anyone's life. No specific event from a story or specific character names should ever be included in the theme, but rather the lesson is generalized. So here's what I mean by that. One of my personal, very all-time favorite stories is Disney's Peter Pan. And Peter Pan, like many other stories, actually has more than one theme. For example, Peter Pan never wants to grow up, which can simply remind readers that no matter how old you become, you should always save time for adventure. Don't take anything too seriously. Anybody could benefit from remembering that. And when I said always make time for adventure, not once did I mention Peter Pan or Captain Hook or Wendy or the Lost Boys or any other character or specific events from the story, because then it wouldn't be the theme. It wouldn't be generalized. So here's how you take a specific example from an experience and lesson learned in a story and turn it into a generalized theme. We have the two main characters, Peter Pan and Captain Hook. Captain Hook is the evil character. He always tries to take down Peter Pan. He kidnaps Tiger Lily. He even tries to poison Peter. But Peter, the good guy, wins in the end when he knocks Captain Hook straight into the jaws of a crocodile. Well, see, that's too specific. Not everybody is going to push a pirate into a crocodile's mouth. So we generalize that lesson and can simply say the theme is that good always triumphs over evil. So if you just think of theme as a lesson anyone can use in their life, good advice given to you from an author, you are going to have no problems at all inferring a theme from any text that you read. Now, if you do get a little stuck, there are some questions you can ask to help determine the theme. Think, how did the character respond to the conflict or challenge? Did the character make a good choice or a bad choice? What happened to the character as a result? What can you learn from the character's decision? You can think, did the character learn anything from their decisions? And how can you apply that to your own life? Would you do the same thing as the character? Why or why not? What do you think the author is trying to teach you from the events of the story? So let's go find some themes.